Hey everybody, Shamba32 here. Welcome to the channel. We're here today to react to the 8th episode of Season 3 of Classic Doctor Who. This one is entitled Death of a Spy, and the story is The Mythmakers. Now, as I said with the previous two, I have listened to all of this story because originally I could not find the reconstructions, because that's what we're watching today, a reconstruction by Loose Cannon on Dailymotion. As with the previous ones, I will not link to it because I do not want them to get that caught, like copyrighted and all that, but easy enough to find. Dailymotion, Loose Cannon, their reconstructions are great. The last two they did fantastically. Like I really enjoyed listening to the story. It was a really good story, but the reconstructions, like, they did really well, and like bringing stuff from other subjects and things like that, with the little tiny bits of footage we actually had surviving, and having the text across the bottom really helped put it together. But as I said, I have listened to this one. I cannot remember everything. Sometimes my bad memory is a blessing, but I cannot remember exactly how we ended up, because I believe I've got vertigo at the moment. My head feels like I'm like this. My head's even worse than it usually is, and it's usually bad. And plus, it's just been so busy. But Vicky's in a lot, being taken in by Priam, although the woman, his daughter, Priestess, doesn't trust her. They should listen to her, to be honest. If they'd listened to her, Troy might have survived. Troy might have survived, but then again, she said when I was listening to it, I was distracted, because I was walking along and stuff like that. I get distracted when I'm listening to audiobooks and stuff like that, and I miss stuff. I thought she'd said horse. She didn't specify what it was that things come out of and stuff like that. So they could probably mean she means the TARDIS. And if Vicky's the only one in there, she seems absolutely harmless. It may be misinterpreted you during that type thing. But it's really cool, watching it again and listening to it again, because it I pick up stuff I miss and stuff like that. But it's just really cool seeing the creativity of the Loose Cannon Productions, that way they pulled everything together, put the faces on top, used production stills, melded two things from different productions together. Because there was a bit where from the very beginning of, I think, the first episode of this story, where it had an image of a desert type place, not quite a desert, but it's very barren type landscape, and two soldiers fighting, but they were superimposed from something else, and it was really well done, considering it's just on Dailymotion. It's really well done, and it allows us to see this, and it's really awesome. So I'm looking forward to getting to this one. If you enjoy this reaction, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, give the notification bell a tick, you'll know when the next episode goes live. Let's get going with the reaction. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. God, this is on Dailymotion. This is recorded very loudly, but I'm interested to see what they do with this one.
Come on, step lively now.
Steven, what on
That's
earth?
right, yes. Okay, I knew Steven had been in it with Vicky somehow, but I couldn't remember exactly how much. So I'm glad we get this little step back.
What more proof do you need that she's a spy?
That's right, we ended like this. I really could not remember off the top of my head. The way my head is, the fact that I did 2 episodes last week.
Since when have you given orders to the military? I am in command here.
Of everything except your sentence.
I am at present officer commanding all Trojan forces.
Very true.
I will not tolerate interference for a fortune teller of notorious unreliability.
How dare you?
Whoa! A lot. Okay, she sounded really cool then.
I do wish you'd refrain from patronizing me in front of the prisoner.
The prisoner? Oh, that's one pathetic prisoner, and he thinks he's Hercules.
If you look in the Greek army list, you'll see he's quite a catch.
Which none but you could have caught, O Lion of Troy.
What's that?
Is the audio strange for this one, or is Steven's voice putting on a voice then? I can't remember.
There is none in all our ranks who could stand against the wrath of Paris when he seeks revenge.
Very good.
Yeah. Don't put it on too much. Do not put it on too much, Stephen. But his voice is very weird there.
Your prisoner and that girl have clearly met before.
Why won't you let me explain that? It's really all quite simple.
Yes, I'm sure it is. But Paris claims Diomede here as a Greek prisoner.
Yeah, it's a bit awkward.
You must either give me information that will lead to our speedy victory, or use your supernatural powers to turn the tide of battle in our favor.
Shit.
And I will give you 1 whole day to decide which to do.
1 day?
Fair enough, yeah.
Oh, yes, I think that's all very fair.
Where are they
Hey,
taking us?
where do you think?
You'll find them quite comfortable. I often spend an hour down to there myself.
Why would you spend an hour in your dungeons? That's just very weird.
How long do you intend to keep us there?
Why is Stephen's voice so weird? It wasn't in the audiobook. What's the I cannot remember like the details. Like I remember the general gist, but I don't remember details at all. There's no descriptive text over the bottom at the moment either.
Considerable. Yeah. Now, you just take that for a moment. Now pay attention, please.
Yeah, there's no descriptive text for this one. That's a shame.
What is it? Well, what does it look like?
I don't know.
Machine. Looks like a parchment
Flying
dart to
machine,
me.
yeah.
But since you're so familiar with this project, then it's so much easier for me to talk.
Okay, this is going to be a bit more difficult to follow, so apologies if I'm
We
quiet.
can build a much larger one capable of carrying a man.
I suppose so.
The doctor really thinks this will work.
Think, my dear.
In the amount of time they've got, have they got the
Carrying a
resources?
company of soldiers over the walls and into Troy.
How many people does he think he can do it? And how many can they build?
I must try on Agamemnon. Catapults.
Nonsense. The catapult is, well, you could make one for yourself out of strips of oxhide.
In the amount of time? But then again, catapult, yeah, it's not the full-on, like, swinging around type one, is
Then
it?
you pour water over it, let it dry in the sun, and what happens then?
Yeah, but how much time do you need to do all that? Have they got the time for it?
Now, allow me to demonstrate. You place the flying machine thus, as you would an arrow, in a bow, and let it go.
It's cool that they had good images for that bit.
Yes, well, here's one soldier who's doing nothing of the sort.
Agamemnon, then.
Yeah, that might be quite an idea.
Thank you. I thought you'd like
Hey,
it.
but
Agamemnon wouldn't do it.
how did they think it's going to work? Like, that? How many are they going to have to build if they did this idea?
Well, anyone could do it for that matter. I mean, even a child could operate it.
I'm very glad to hear you say that, Doctor.
Doctor's doing it.
Because I intend to build this flying machine.
Excellent, excellent.
And you
You-
shall
yeah.
have the honor of being the
Of
first.
course he was going to be. Of course. His face.
Oh, not big, fair. How was I to know that you'd managed to get round King
You
Priam?
might have guessed I know how to take care of myself. Why couldn't you have disguised yourself as a Trojan? It would have been far more
I
sensible.
haven't got a Trojan uniform.
Yeah, and you don't know where he's been, Vicky.
But may I point out that in the 1 day that the Doctor now has left, you have to think of a way of saving the city and defeating the Greeks.
Ah.
I thought of it like that.
Oh, well, you'd better start, because I don't think Cassandra's going to wait.
No, probably not, because I think Cassandra's going to probably kill him whenever she can.
Neither would Troilus.
Troilus?
Paris's younger brother. He likes me.
That he does.
Vicky, it's the Cyclops.
What?
Servant of Odysseus.
Okay.
Cyclops, can you understand me?
Aww.
Tell them that
Can't remember if they told us what happened to Cyclops or if he was born with one eye.
they mustn't attack Troy until the day after tomorrow.
Yeah, but would they really delay things for 2 people? They've been waiting 10 years. They're not going to wait. If they've got a plan that'll work, they don't want a chance them finding out.
That's a very handsome square of him.
Perhaps, but you're supposed to sit in your cell and be quiet.
You weren't talking to him, were you? You're not supposed to.
No, I was just watching.
I brought you some food.
Oh,
Aww,
thank you.
he's lovely.
I thought I'd been forgotten.
Huh.
You can tell me what's going on while I eat.
I'm not allowed to talk to you.
Well, you're doing it now.
Well, actually, I have already eaten.
Oh, they're quite sweet. I can tell even from this. This is a really difficult reaction. Apologies. I hope the 4th one's the same, like, similar to the first two rather than this one. If not, we'll still make do, won't we?
Ready. I've got half a company men standing by to make this machine of yours.
Dismiss them, then.
You have very little time left, Doctor.
Oh, I'm quite well aware of that, but
Does he realise it's not going to work?
I'm afraid this machine isn't going to work.
There we
You
go.
mean you're too frightened to fly it yourself?
No, it isn't that. Not at all. I've made a mistake in my calculations.
A mistake?
What was the mistake, or does he not say?
I'm afraid we must face up to it, Odysseus. Man was never meant to fly.
Wasn't he, though? Well, that seems to me a great shame.
He probably realised I cannot spoil them for history that much. Can't do it.
Now you have failed me, therefore you are expendable. I propose to fire you over the walls of Troy.
But
Yikes.
I have another idea.
He's going to do the horse.
It had
He's
better
going to do
be,
the horse,
well.
isn't he?
Have you ever thought of a
Wooden horse?
horse?
Because they worship horses, don't they?
We build it hollow, and we fill it with soldiers and leave it on the sandy plain.
How are they meant to make this in one day? One day. How? How many men have they got to make it?
Well, that the Trojans will come out and take the horse back into the city.
And
Yeah.
the Greeks pretend to sail away.
Yeah.
That's the good part, because otherwise, would they trust it with them still there?
Oh, of course not.
And of course, he's already talking to her.
No, of course not. I'd like to see you try it. You're not a witch, are you?
Of course
Oh,
not.
he's really sweet. I like them together.
Well, you're not in the war, are you? You're far too young.
I'm 17, next birthday.
That's hardly any older than me.
Yeah, like,
You shouldn't be killing people.
they look older to me. No, he shouldn't be killing people at that age. But, sadly, that's the life, wasn't it? Who's that?
What is this idea
Oh.
of yours?
I can't remember his name, but I remember him. As soon as I said it, I was like, oh, wait, he does look familiar.
Quite revolutionary. What do you make of that?
And it literally says Trojan Horse at the top of the plants. But it's cool that we got these pictures, at least.
Oh, but horses don't grow as big as that, do they? I mean, even the great horse of Asia that the Trojans worship.
Now you're beginning to get the point. Horses don't grow that high.
No, they
We
don't.
are going to build one for the Trojans as a sort of present. Go on.
We build
Yeah,
it wood
like
and
it's-
we build it hollow. Then we fill it with a pick.
It's really awkward. Like, I want to prove things to them and do this, but not ruining history and bringing things too early.
Now Achilles will take his myrmidons and hide out upon the plain. I thought you said the best warriors would be in the horse. So they will be. I shall be there with my Ithacans. Eh? My Ithacans and the doctor, of course.
Of course, he thinks his own men are the best. Of course.
That will not be necessary. I shall only get in the way.
You're going anyway, Doctor, because he doesn't trust you.
They see that great horse upon the plain, which has descended from heaven to drive us away.
It does sound ridiculous, but that's the myth. That's the story. That's the myth.
There, I finished. That was lovely.
Then,
Where have the scenes with Vicky's side of things have got the audio distorted? But I guess it's around copyright and stuff like that, or quality.
Perhaps he's hungry too.
but he's a Greek. He deserves to be hungry.
Perhaps
Lovely.
so, but
Again,
you can't
enemy.
let him starve.
He won't starve. The guards will throw him a scrap or two later on.
Oh, lovely.
When you come from the future, you make friends with a lot of people, and he's
Yeah.
one of them.
But he's not in any way special.
No.
I love that he asked that. He wants to know if she's got a special friend.
Well, all right. You can tell them, stop worrying, and let us out.
Yes. Yes, I will. But I don't suppose anyone will take any notice.
But at least he tries.
Naturally.
He's really sweet.
I'll let you know what happens.
Aww. It really sucks that this footage hasn't survived because of Vicky. God, it got louder in my ears. So I touched the dial on my headphones and it's just suddenly just like,
Goodbye
loud.
for the present, then. Cressida.
They're so cute. They are really so sweet. This is awesome. Like, this would have been lovely.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
I don't see why. At least I've done something towards getting us out of here, which is more than you
And
have.
what chance have I had?
It's a shame this one isn't surviving, or like, this would be a prime example for animation. It'd be so good. Like, it's a story people know. Like the myth of like Troy and the horse and stuff like that. It'd be a famous story. It'd be a good one to adapt.
I think I could get to be quite happy here in time.
I hate to
Aww.
remind you, but time is the one thing we just haven't got.
But you said
Yeah,
you sent
in a
message
jail
to the
cell.
doctor.
Yeah, well, I think I have.
If he got
Hard to
out.
tell with the Cyclops. In any case, your new boyfriend came in before I finished telling him everything.
Yeah, we don't know how far he got either.
Hold or I shoot! Identify yourself!
He can.
Who are you? Oh, confound you. Why did you have to do that? The poor little fellow probably never meant any harm.
They killed him straight out, didn't they?
Well, now we shall never know who he was.
They outright killed him, but there was no sound on the audio, nothing. That sucked. That's why this episode would have benefited from the text across, because it could have told us.
Better than half a dozen of your cracked brain flying.
Whoa, it looks good. It looks good.
I only wish I shared your confidence.
Oh, what's the matter with you? Have you no faith in your own invention?
You got to be nervous with this kind of situation.
Say, no safety margin at all.
Well, they haven't got to last forever. After all, we're not building one of the wonders of the world, are we?
You don't need it to last more than this night, do you?
Then we shall all look very foolish indeed.
Yes, and I
At least he admitted that.
A laughing stock.
I can't remember how this episode ends. Oh, we still got almost 8 minutes. Whew. Including credits, I think. Are they trying to get out, or is that somebody getting in? Okay, Steven's ambushing, or trying to. Stephen, be careful. I cannot tell what's going on with this adaptation.
I told you strong-arm tactics wouldn't work.
Yeah, try. I could not tell he was successful or not until she said something. I had no idea. But they've done well, combining images and stuff like that for this one, and taking what images we do have. Doesn't seem to be any surviving footage like the last episode. Oh my god, that made me emotional seeing it.
What is it now, Doctor?
I hope that's not the real background, because that hole is huge. Anybody could look through that hole and see people sat there. They could easily look through that hole there and see hit them.
I saw some movement down there.
They could,
hope you did.
yeah, unless they're high up enough that they can't look up either. That's probably it. Yeah, I'm hoping anyway, because otherwise that's a bit ridiculous, isn't it?
Here, nobody takes a damn bit of notice of us.
I think I ought to warn you that I've given second thoughts to the whole of this scheme, and
He's just nervous.
Turn round and go back before it's too late.
Bit late now, Doctor, I think.
But if you cannot sleep,
Just shut up.
you start counting Trojans. Here they come now.
Shit, okay. God, that picture's in me. Okay, is that from the episode? I really cannot tell.
Well, the whole fleet has sailed. And now there's not one to be seen. They've all gone home. The war's over.
He sounds so happy.
Well, Paris has gone out now to make sure, but what else can it mean?
Aww.
Are you releasing me?
Well, naturally, Father's terribly pleased with you.
It has nothing to do with me.
Well,
Yeah.
he thinks it was, and that's the main thing. He's saying
I
that
guess
you
that, yeah.
brought us luck as he always said you would.
I love that. That's the best thing, innit? Make piss her off.
If even the end of the war can't cheer her up, she's not worth
If
bothering
she's
about.
discredited with this, they're not going to believe her at all when they actually bring the horse in and that, are they?
Yes. What about Diomede?
You think that you can fight the whole of Troy on your own? I don't want to fight anybody.
Well, that's just as well. You're the last of the Greeks now. Your friends have all sailed home without you.
Okay. Sorry, it got a bit quiet then. Not going to let Stephen out? I cannot remember how this one ends and what the next episode is. Oh, crap. Why did that make me jump?
Well, at this time...
Oh, I like how they're just shifting the image to make it look like it's moving. And, oh, God, they're rocking it. They're rocking like a ship thing. I struggle with that motion at the best of times. So, where my head, it's the way it is. I'm so glad that ended because, oh, my God, that would have made me feel sick.
Marvellous, isn't it? I'm so pleased.
Pleased, I should just say you are. You did it. Oh, yes.
Just agree with him, love. Just agree with him.
Now, why on earth couldn't you tell us this was going to happen? You would have saved yourself all those hours in the cells.
He couldn't spoil your future.
stuff and nonsense. Oh, go and feed the sacred serpents or something. If you can't be pleasant at a time like this, Cassandra, I don't want to.
She's completely discredited. I should have listened to her.
Think, I've just found the great horse of Asia.
You've done what?
His face with that was matched perfectly.
Standing all by itself in the middle of the plain, about 40 feet high and made of wood.
I really want to listen to the audiobook of this episode again to get, because the fact they obviously had to adjust the audio for one reason. It's weirding my head out because I know it's not the right way, so my head is finding it difficult to focus even more than usual. Whoa.
It is the great horse of Asia.
I like how they've made it look, but that is a hell of a drop.
Yes, ask her. Go on, ask her. She knows what it is.
I like her voice when she gets like that.
The death of Troy brought upon us by that cursed witch.
I will not have one word said against that horse.
And neither will I against Cressida.
I love that they just don't believe her anymore now. Is this from something else? Or is this surviving footage from the episode then? Is this from the episode or is this from another film? That's a hell of a drop to get out of. Okay, next episode. Was that from the episode? Because the horse was still moving, or was that from something else? I don't know. If that, whatever that's from, that's a hell of a drop for the Greeks to get out of, isn't it? Oh dear, Doctor won't do well. Yikes. But that one was a lot more difficult for me to follow. It's like, if it had been how the previous episode was, with like, just the footage looked a bit better, and like audio was how it is, or how it was in the previous episode, and just like they had the text as well, I would have done better. But because of how my head is, and the fact they had the distorted audio, so my head knows that's not how it's supposed to sound, and I'm quite sound sensitive with a lot of things. But that was very difficult for me to follow. I'm so glad it's one I've already listened to, and I'll probably I might try and listen to it again if I got the time, just to like get it in my head. But oh god, that weirded my head out so much. But they really should have listened to Cassandra. They really should have. But now they're not going to believe her no matter what she says. They're not. But I've got to say, that horse looks like it's going to fall apart. Then again, if they made it in a day, it looks very good for like a day's work. Like, how the hell did, like, no matter how high it is, like, even if that's the one from the episode, or the one from the episode looked different, how did they make it in a day? And how did they get the bits on top without being seen by anybody, you know? Like, how'd they make the whole entire thing at that time? That's one thing that I would like, if it's real, true story, and not just something that Homer made up, it'd be really interesting to see what they used to make it that tall, you know, and build it. It's like their version of scaffolding or ladders and stuff like that. I don't know what they had back then. That'd be really interesting to find out. But it looks interesting. I'm hoping the format of the next episode's like the previous one, with the text and stuff like that, and the audio is back to that. But I don't know how to survive an audio was for this one and the next one, or anything like that. But it's still something. We've still got at least this, and I'm so grateful for the effort they've put in. It's just the way it's been difficult for my brain, for the way I am, and also with the way I'm feeling, because I'm not feeling well because of my head. It was difficult for that, but I'm grateful we've got this because of that, and like, it gives us something. And they've obviously put in a lot of effort for these reconstructions, and I'm very, very grateful for what they've done, which is why I'm not going to link it. As I said, you can easily find them. Just, I can't believe I didn't even think to Google when I was looking. So I'm so grateful for the person who said to do it and stuff like that. Like, I tried looking for reconstructions, couldn't find them. That's why I listened to like this audio story first, 2 of Dalek's Master Plan, then the third one. Or was it the first episode? No, I listened to the first episode, watched the second one, which is already up on Patreon, that reaction. And I've listened to the third and fourth of that one. But thanks to that person, I now know that Loose Cannon have done all those reconstructions. And I'm so grateful that we've got visual storytelling for it. And like, I really am hoping that we get the text at the bottom next time to help for the describing, you know? But it's a shame there's no surviving footage for that one, but I'm so grateful we got it for the previous episode. But I would love to know what you guys thought. I've just realised my camera wasn't working. For this entire reaction, my camera's not been working. So apologies for this, guys. I'll see what I'll do. You might just see my voice over a black screen or thumbnail or something. I don't know. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I can't believe I've only just looked over. That's because I'm not well. I haven't noticed. I'm so sorry. But yeah, so sorry about that, guys. This is going to be an interesting edit now. An interesting edit. Hopefully my audios work, but yeah. Let's see how this works. I feel so fucking stupid now. I'm not well, that's my excuse, okay? Okay? Yeah, I'd love to know what you guys thought of the episode. If you enjoyed the reaction, what we've got without my visuals, just my audio, whatever, however I've managed to edit it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, give the notification bell a tick. You'll know when the next episode goes live. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you again for the next one. Bye.